Could the legendary Lakers dynasty, built on Showtime magic and championship banners, be standing at a crossroads more pivotal than any since the days of Magic and Kareem? Imagine this: the king, LeBron James, still a Titan at 40, but nearing the twilight of his Hall of Fame career, alongside a phenomenal rising star, Luka Doncic, hungry to carve his own legacy in the purple and gold. Yet now whispers swirl through the NBA grapevine about a seismic shakeup that could redefine the Lakers' future entirely, a blockbuster trade involving not just LeBron, but Bronny James as well. What if the Lakers aren't just preparing for a season but orchestrating a bold rebirth that throws the entire league into chaos? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. Let's dive in. The Los Angeles Lakers are no stranger to pressure. From the days of Showtime's blazing fast breaks, to the dominant twin towers of Shaq and Kobe, and the strategic brilliance of Pau Gasol leading us to the 2020 Bubble Championship, this franchise breathes expectation. Last season, though, after assembling one of the most exciting duos in recent memory, LeBron James and Luka Doncic, all that potential fizzled in a heartbreaking first-round exit. Not a grueling 7-game battle, not a 6-game tug-of-war, but a swift 5-game ousting by a younger, faster Minnesota Timberwolves squad that came hungry and took no prisoners. The Lakers entered the playoffs as the West's number 3 seed, a position promising contention, yet despite the buzz around LeBron and Luka, the chemistry wasn't there. Just over 20 games shared on the court, a 15-8 record together, averaging an impressive 116 points while giving up barely more than 114. Numbers that should have meant more. But when the stakes skyrocketed, those glaring cracks in their partnership exposed a fragile foundation. The Lakers' season wasn't just a loss. It was a profound lesson in timing, trust, and the brutal cost of unrefined synergy. But here's the twist. This season feels completely different. For the very first time, LeBron and Luka have a full training camp, a preseason schedule, and precious months to develop that elusive chemistry. Inside the Lakers' locker room, momentum is building. Voices of optimism, like assistant coach Greg St. Jean, echo louder than ever. This summer changes everything, he says. Having Luka in camp from day one gives us a real shot at building that trust, that rhythm, that connection. Think about it. Luka Doncic, at 26, entering the prime of his career, a magician with the basketball, someone who can single-handedly control the flow of the game night after night. And on his side, LeBron James, a living legend still defying age and expectations, a player rewriting the definition of longevity in the sport. Two superstars from two different eras, both sharing a burning mission to bring another championship back to Los Angeles. But here's the detail no one's talking about. While the numbers validate their potential, the harsh reality is that playoff success is about more than stats. It's about wins when the lights shine the brightest and the pressure becomes unbearable. The Lakers believe this fresh beginning, backed by preparation and patience, could finally be the catalyst. Now imagine the court, a symphony of possibilities. Luka drawing double teams, opening the floor for LeBron's cuts to the rim. The king orchestrating defense like a maestro, while Luka lights it up from deep. Two of the sharpest basketball minds finally locked in sync, unlocking a potential nightmare for the rest of the league. But the clock is relentless. LeBron at 40 knows this could be one of his last legitimate shots at a ring. Meanwhile, Luka stands on the threshold of his era, ready to shoulder franchise hopes and rewrite Lakers history. The contrast is striking. The torch is passing, but not without a fight, with the past and present entwined in a delicate dance of trust and timing. The Lakers are betting everything on this synergy, knowing that success won't just silence doubters. It'll bring Showtime roaring back in a way that commands respect. Will the magic and grit finally align? That question hangs heavy, but the answer might just define this season and the future of the franchise. The Lakers have always been savvy about their supporting cast, and that brings us to another major piece of the puzzle: Rui Hachimura. The Japanese forward's future in purple and gold remains uncertain as the season approaches. NBA insider Yohan Buha recently dropped intel that a contract extension might not come for months, signaling the front office's intent to keep financial flexibility while assessing Hachimura's impact at the next level. Last year, Rui showed glimpses of a steady, impactful player, starting 57 of 59 games, posting 13.1 points per contest on over 50% shooting, plus 5 rebounds a night. At 27, he's entering his prime, but the Lakers' commitment hinges on continued growth, especially defensively, which is crucial in the West. If Rui can maintain his trajectory, a multi-year extension in LA seems likely, despite restrictive cap concerns. But if his progress stalls, especially on defense or shooting consistency, the Lakers are prepared to pivot, potentially using him as trade bait or scaling back his role. Adding Jake LaRavia to the rotation this offseason adds depth and strategic leverage, highlighting LA's blueprint: stay competitive now while keeping options open for critical mid-season moves. It's a delicate balancing act, underscored by Rui's health, that's been occasionally fragile. When locked in, he can be a unique weapon, blending size, strength, and floor spacing alongside superstars. The business side is clear. The Lakers want to maximize the championship window while managing salary cap flexibility meticulously. Rui's season could sway that balance profoundly, a push for extension and stability or a recalibration of strategy. But here's another layer to the saga. The Lakers aren't just focused on this season. The whispers of a massive trade, potentially involving LeBron and his son Bronny James, headed to Dallas, piping hot off the rumors mill, have Lakers fans biting their nails. The idea is audacious but strategic. Trade the King and Bronny to acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo, a 9-time All-Star and former MVP who could be that generational superstar pairing perfectly with Luka Doncic to carry the franchise well beyond LeBron's era. This 4-team blockbuster, outlined by Bleacher Report's Eric Pincus, is a masterclass in complexity, mixing player assets and financial gymnastics that would shake the NBA to its core. It's a scenario dripping with what-ifs, asking fans to envision a bold Lakers future with Luka and Giannis dominating the West, a nightmare matchup for every rival and a statement of intent on the highest level. Every pick, every exception, every asset on the table for a seismic shift out in the purple and gold landscape. Yet the cold reality tempers the hype. Giannis hasn't requested a trade. The return package reportedly doesn't meet Milwaukee's sky-high standards, and the Bucks face zero pressure to move their star. LeBron's no-trade clause and trade bonus would have to be waived, making logistics a nightmare. Still, this tantalizing possibility reveals just how aggressive the Lakers front office is willing to be as they plot for a decade of contention. They understand that securing another generational talent alongside Luka is more than a dream. It may soon be a necessity. For now, this remains speculation, a tantalizing what-if that sparks hope, anxiety, and debate across Lakers Nation. But could this be the very move that reshapes Lakers basketball, creating a legacy that rivals the greatest eras the franchise has ever known? Remember, the Lakers have never shied away from bold gambles, from the Showtime era's fast breakings, Magic through the Shaq-Kobe dominance of the early 2000s, Pau Gasol's championship runs to the triumphant yet historic 2020 bubble title. This franchise is built on the edge, daring moves, high stakes, and unapologetic ambition. This season lives in that tradition. It's about taking calculated risks, nurturing chemistry, managing a roster packed with talent from Reeves to D'Lo, Vincent to Hayden, Christie to Vanderbilt, and now gazing on Hachimura's pivotal season. The Western Conference arms race is brutal. The Mavericks, Nuggets, Suns, Warriors, and Clippers won't yield an inch. Will the Lakers find enough in LeBron's leadership and Luka's prime fire to dominate? Can they integrate the supporting cast seamlessly? And most pressingly, what moves, rumored or real, will unfold quietly behind the scenes, shaping not just this season, but the next decade? As a lifelong Lakers believer, I can't help but feel we're on the edge of something massive. The storylines are raw, the stakes high, the emotions deep. But is this the move that launches a new Lakers era, or the gamble that haunts us for years? Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. How much longer can Lakers fans stomach the storm brewing behind the scenes? Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, because what's unfolding right now isn't just a roster shuffle. It's a seismic shift that could rewrite the DNA of this franchise forever. Everyone's talking LeBron and AD, but what about the ripple effect that this brutal, high-stakes chess game is having on the entire Western Conference? The Lakers may be stacking the deck with star power, but as they dangle their chips on these marquee moves, the Warriors and Nuggets are sharpening their claws, primed to pounce if this gamble backfires. Imagine the tension. Anthony Davis is back to his monster self on the defensive end. But can the chemistry puzzle really click fast enough when bodies keep shifting? The rotation must bend but won't easily break, with coaches juggling minutes, in a gridlock between veteran urgency and youthful energy. Meanwhile, the deadline drama has echoes roaring back from the Showtime days. Remember when rivalry wounds turned into championship fuel? Or what about Kobe's relentless grind, forcing the team to adapt through pain and triumph? This isn't just about one season's push, it's about legacy, about defining what this Lakers team will mean for the next decade. A new dynasty, or a cautionary tale of star ambitions clashing under LA's glaring spotlight. But here's the part nobody's talking about. What if this frenzy of trades and tweaks is concealing a deeper front office strategy, a silent ambition to recalibrate for post-LeBron domination? Could the Lakers be secretly stockpiling assets and cap space, willing to endure short-term chaos for a clear path to a next chapter that none of us can yet see? And what does that mean for the supporting cast? Role players who thought they had stable gigs are now scrambling, and that uncertainty can either forge ironclad bonds or shatter locker room harmony. As Los Angeles plays this high-wire act over the final stretch, every missed shot, every defensive lapse becomes a potential fracture point or a spark of redemption. The pressure mounts not just from rivals outside the purple and gold fortress, but from the ghosts of past failures and the expectations of millions watching, hoping history bends their way this time. As a Lakers fan, you can feel the electric tension. Will this be another chapter of Renaissance forged in fire? Or are we teetering on the edge of a meltdown that could send ripple effects through the entire league? Drop your raw, unfiltered takes in the comments. I'm right here with you, writing every unpredictable twist and turn of this wild, beautiful Lakers saga.